Okay, today this video is going to be about sewing Molle. First of all, we're going to go through a couple of tools that you'll need for sewing. A couple of rulers, always good to have. Some see-through ones also help. Let's see, some extra needles for your machine. Got some different ones. I usually use the heavy duty ones, different sizes in there, have the ballpoint and the regular point. Always good to have a pin cushion too, a bunch of pins for pinning up material. And when you get sick of getting stuck in the fingers all the time, it's good to invest in one of these. They're really cheap. This one here is about $5. It's a glue gun, hot glue. When you're doing things like nylon, probably don't want to use the heavy-duty hot glue. Just regular glue for fabrics will work. A pair of scissors always comes in handy for cutting out patterns and fabric. If you're using them on fabric, I suggest that you get a separate pair for paper, patterns, and so forth. Never cut paper with your fabric scissors. A compass. Sometimes these do come in handy depending on what you do. And a fabric marker, or if you want to get crafty, you can use a piece of chalk. I also use a regular pencil sharpener, and what I do is I take a, since it's too big, what I do is I take a knife and I just kind of whittle it down there until it fits. That way I can get a nice point on there. And chalk also just falls off of fabric after you wash it, or just kind of brush it off of there. It's a little bit easier to remove than the fabric marker as well. A seam ripper. See if I can get this apart. There we go. That's for when you make your mistakes or you want to reverse engineer something. Pulls your threads out of there. And once you get sick of using the scissors and you get spoiled like I am, these are a worthy investment. This is the OFA rotary cutter. It is surgical scalpel sharp, and this is in use with conjunction with the Omni mat that you see here. This is a self-healing mat. You can cut fabric with it, and it makes a nice straight line. All of these squares on the edges here, they are marked by inches. Makes life real easy when you're cutting fabric. You can square things up real easy, and you make a nice straight, much straighter line than when you would use scissors. Just falls right off of there. No scissor marks. So, another thing you might want to look into is what I call a spool cap. Keep your bobbin in there, keeps your colors matched, so you're not having, you can find your spool, but sometimes you can't find your bobbin. Stick that in there, close it up, and they stay together. So that's another thing that might be a worthy investment if you're thinking about getting into sewing. Also, for sewing things such as this 1000 Cordura, this happens to be multicam. This is the real stuff here. This is 1000D Cordura that we'll be using today. It's water repellent on this side. This has water sprayed water resistance on the other side. Very, very strong material. This is what you make backpacks, vests, cases, different things like that. Very durable material. But once you cut this nylon, it's always good to take a lighter to it so you're not having these frayed edges here, because if you don't do that, you'll see that, well, my camera is not the best, so there is a little bit of a fray there. Take a lighter to it. Don't set it on fire, folks. Just melt those down a little bit. That's all you need. And that'll never fray again. So we'll go ahead and get the machine fired up here, get our bobbin in there, change to a correct color that we'll be using today. So I'll take out my black here. I was sewing black earlier. And for multicam, I kind of like to use this color. Kind of blends in, hides your threads and so forth. Just cycle my machine, make sure my needle is in the correct position because this is an automatic threader. That way I don't have to strain my eyes to try to thread the needle. By the way, this machine is a Brother 8060. Has a bunch of different stitches on there, but I only use a couple of them for making stuff. Once in a while I'll throw a decorative stitch on there if it's not too ladylike. It's kind of fun making your own gear. A lot of people ask me, you really sew? And it's like, yeah, save quite a bit of money that way. Love it. Okay, so we have here a piece of multicam fabric. You want it to be 2 inches wide. This one I've already cut. It's 2 inches wide. Make it as long as you want to, longer the better. And all you want to do, since multicam is 1 inch, is just take this fabric, fold it over. If you want to, you can pin it. Take our pin here, just kind of pin, oops, like that. Or if you get sick of getting stuck in the fingers, like I was talking about earlier, you can invest in one of these. And guys, don't overdo this. Just a couple of dots in there, and make sure that this isn't laying up against a carpet or something, or laying up against your wooden ruler, because it does get fairly hot. And you got a couple of seconds there to fold it over, and then it's pinless. Now, I've been doing this for quite a while, and with this particular material I don't need to pin or use the glue, so I'll just go ahead and stick this in here and give it a sew. There's never enough room in the shop, let me tell you. Alright, I'm going to get my needles set here. Kind of fold that over, make sure that those are even, set my speed, my stitch length, drop my needle down, make sure it's got a good start, kind of do a couple of backwards threads in the beginning, and then just kind of let her go down there. You don't have to sew fast. You see a lot of advanced sewers sewing fast. Keep your finger out of there, that is for sure. I'm telling you now, keep your finger out of there, because I don't use a foot switch. Actually, I kind of use my thumb for reverse. There is a reverse up here button, and I don't use a foot pedal or anything, but it's a hard reaction to get out of when you've got thread going through the needle and it's through your thumb or your finger. It's not a good feeling, so be careful. And we'll keep going here. Get to the end, don't forget to do reverse switch. I'm going to leave that needle in, lift my foot up, swing it around, drop it back down. If I don't like the needle position, I'll raise the needle, just slightly move that again, drop the needle down, start sewing, beginning again, go in reverse.